CAMBA began running homeless shelters, and at the point where we opened our third shelter, we realized that we couldn't just continue running good shelters, that we had to actually have a solution to the problem. So we decided that we would get involved in housing development so that we were part of the solution.
CAMBA was started in 1977 to go from this very small two-person organization to over 1,500 employees now, and to still do really, really good work, I think is amazing.
As CAMBA continued to grow through the years, CAMBA increased services, creating housing, and created CAMBA Housing Ventures in 2005.
To ensure that homeless families and singles were able to get affordable, permanent housing.
The thing that makes CAMBA such a good partner is that they live up to their promises. When you see, the designs of their building and you see the promises that they make in terms of the kinds of services that they're going to offer, they always deliver. You have residents here who have gone through every struggle imaginable, and suddenly this building says to them, we think you're something, we think you deserve the very best, we respect you. And that's really, you can't beat that.
When a tenant first walks in our building, I want them to feel welcomed. I want them to feel the building is saying to them, come on in, this is home.
I was in the shelter at the time, and I applied for supportive housing. I was chosen to come here and get interviewed for the apartment. CAMBA helped me with support from the case managers. I participated with the FIGHT program, which was together with Dermatological Academy. This is my certificate for completing 600 hours in skincare. I feel proud. I feel, blessed, to be in a place like this, and I'm gonna go higher places.
For us is that we're changing communities project by project.
One of the things that makes CAMBA unique is that we're not only a housing developer, but we have a rich history and service provision from 1977. So this really sets us apart from other housing developers and service providers because mostly nobody else will do both things together. So we fully complement each other. It's really like a marriage of the housing with the services, and it's a really strong union.
Morris Manor was our first project, so that was our very exciting one.
Morris Manor, like all of our projects, has 24/7 security. We have computer room space. We have community rooms, which are not only for the residents, but for the local community. We have amazing gardens for people to relax and enjoy. It has all the amenities that you would want.
And even though it was our first project, we won the 2009 Brooklyn Building Award from the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, so that was also very exciting. Well, here we are in CAMBA Gardens 1, which is just so exciting for both CAMBA and CAMBA Housing Ventures. It's on a hospital campus, it's big, it's beautiful, and it's very, very exciting. It's an exciting building because we have so much for the residents to do. We have a teaching kitchen, we have a community garden, and as I said, we're on a hospital campus. So we're able to ensure that all of our residents get the proper health care that they need.
I became homeless due to illness. When I was accepted into this building, I was relieved, just happy to have modern conveniences that sometimes you take for granted.
Being here today has been a tremendous experience, and just seeing what we've created. To see what's happening here now is truly incredible, and what it's going to do to the neighborhood and the environment that we're in is going to be amazing.
CAMBA approached us about financing CAMBA Gardens. The design of the building was extraordinary. And all in all, I think we were impressed from the moment they walked in the door, through the underwriting process, through the closing process, through the construction process, all the way to the end, and now to this really beautiful built environment for the tenants.
So CAMBA Housing Ventures has utilized bonds, Federal Home Loan Bank dollars, Housing Trust Fund dollars. We've used funding from HHAP, developer equity, all sources of finance to do the deal to get it done.
Many of our residents have health issues such as asthma. Having a clean, green building supports a healthy lifestyle for them, and it makes our building sustainable. The upfront cost may be expensive, but the long-term savings is what we're looking at.
CAMBA became one of the first that really focused on green, energy-efficient, healthy housing for supportive housing. So to do solar energy on the roofs and to make sure that there's a solar thermal system that supports the building, to be able to build with the materials that were healthier, that were also more energy efficient for the buildings. Looking at the garden that they have outside where they're able to grow some vegetables, talk about healthy eating as a part of what they're doing as well, was something Enterprise was very proud to be a part of.
CSH is a national nonprofit, and we work with communities throughout the country to help them create supportive housing. And CAMBA is one of the premier organizations that we've had the pleasure to work with for a very long time. Our work with CAMBA Housing Ventures is about identifying the most vulnerable in a community. And I think that's what CAMBA Housing Ventures does really well. They're very strategic, and so they have this long-term vision for how can we identify the most vulnerable and use supportive housing as an intervention to help those people on the road to recovery.
The bed felt like $1 million because I haven't been in a bed in over 10 years. Really, sleeping on the train, sleeping in the tunnel. Before I was homeless, I was a member of society. I worked like everybody did. Made me be homeless is that my mother, she was a waitress for the World Trade Center, and she used to work on the top of the world. I didn't know what was going on until they told me that the towers fell. And for years I dealt with it, but I said, why am I living in my family's debt? So I had a lot of grief. Living in this building makes me feel better. I still get depressed. I still go through my trials and tribulations. But at the same time, I'm not homeless anymore. I have something I can call my home. I'm very happy for my apartment.
CAMBA has services in all boroughs, and currently we're active and have housing developments in 3 of the 5 boroughs.
I mean, you look at a building like this that we're in, 97 Crook, it's beautiful. I mean, so the fact that we could move people into something that was well done and a place you'd take pride in living in. I mean, it's a far cry from living in a shelter.
JP Morgan Chase has got a big commitment to Brooklyn. So the Van Dyke project fits perfectly into that mix. We wanted to be a part of the development. Everybody that funds these projects knows when CAMBA's involved, they're going to build a quality project, which is critically important for them. It's going to come in on time, on budget, and the product is exactly what they're striving for. We are big fans of what they're doing across the city. And not only on the housing side, but also on the social service side. It was our first large loan that we've done with CAMBA, and we are excited because it's a transformative project. It's using available land to help address a problem, and you've got one of the top developers in the city developing the building for it. And I think that's a model that really works.
We have a dynamic team at CAMBA and CAMBA Housing Ventures, and we will continue to build safe, green, affordable, and clean housing for all people in New York City.